after the end of the video. If you think this video is not helpful, dislike this video, but if you find this video helpful, like this video and subscribe this channel, because we provide quality content. So let's get started. Hello everyone, in this video we will discuss how to clear TCS NQT Coding Cut-Off without having any coding knowledge. This is part 3 and you really expect so much support in part 1 and part 2. That's why I decided to make part 3. And if you did not watch part 1 and part 2, so please first watch part 1 and part 2, otherwise you will not understand the motive of this video. I'll put link in description, so please watch part 1 and part 2, then come back to this video. So let's get started. So in this video we will deal with multiple inputs, we will deal with float variables. Okay, so let's take a look what we will discuss. After that I'll solve every question. So this is a question 1. Here you can note there are two inputs. First input is this and second input is 4. There is a space between them. Whenever space occurs, it means there are two inputs. So okay, so first input, second input, and you can note first input is type of string and second input is type of integer. So how to deal with this type of questions I'll discuss. Okay, and output we have to print 8. Second, again in test case 2, there are two inputs. First input is string and second input is integer, and output is of integer. I'll discuss. Okay, and now in second question you can note there are multiple inputs. I mean there are 3 inputs and all 3 inputs are of integer type, and we need to print output as a float variable. Okay, so I'll discuss in case 2 also. All these 3 inputs are of type integer and we have to print output as an float type. Okay, so how to deal I'll discuss. So now let's move to next question. In question number 3 you can see this is just opposite. Here input is type of float but output is type of integer, and there is only one input but there are multiple outputs. Okay, so how to deal I'll clear. After that let's move to next question. In question number 4, again there are multiple inputs. There are 4 inputs and 1 output, but there are 3 inputs but 1 output. But you can note one important thing. First input is type of float. Okay, this is float type. Decimal is called float. So first input is type of float, second input is type of integer, and third input is type of string. So how to deal with this type of questions? Okay, we will discuss in test case second also. First input is type of float, second input is type of integer, and third input is type of string, and output is also a string. So, okay, so let's start with question number 1. So in question number 1 there are 2 inputs. First input is of type string and second input is type of integer. So now let's declare 2 variable. First we need to declare char a. Why I am writing char? Because we are declaring a string type, and whenever we are declaring string types, then we need to write square bracket, and inside this square bracket we need to write any number of length, like we can write 20. You can write any number of lengths. For example, what is the length? In this question you can note what is the length of this string. If you will note 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, its length is 8. Okay, so we need to write at least 8 inside this bracket. Okay, but you can write at least 20. So 20 is more than sufficient. Okay, so we declared first variable. Now we will declare second variable. Why second variable? Because we are taking 2 inputs. Okay, we are taking string and second we are taking integer. So we will declare 2 inputs. First one is for string and second one is for integer. So we declared. After that we need to write 2 scanf function because we are taking 2 inputs. So we will write scanf, and inside that first we will write percentile s. Why percentile s? Because we are taking input as a string, and after that we will write a. What this line will indicate? This line is indicating that we are taking input as a string. After that again we will write second scanf function. This scanf function is for string, to take input as a string, and inside that we will write percentile d, and after that we will write and symbol and b. Why here I wrote and symbol and where I didn't wrote? This is because whenever we are dealing with integer, then we need to write and symbol, and whenever we are dealing with string, then we don't need to write and symbol. Okay, so now we will write if loop, if condition, and inside the if condition we need to compare first. If first condition, first if a is equal to this and b is equal to this. Okay, so we will compare. And you, as you know that in my previous video I already told that how to compare string. We compare string with a built-in function strcmp. strcmp, this is a function, this compares the string. So we will write a comma, what we have to compare, we have to compare if a is equal to this or not. Okay, so we will write abcd inside this bracket, abcd abcd. After that we need to write here equal to 0. Okay, after that this is a function. Okay, this is a format you need to write this. After that we need to again compare another thing. What we have to compare, we have to compare, check whether b is equal to 4 or not. So we will write b equal to 4. Okay, after that we will print here printf. We will print what we need to print, we need to print here, we need to print output 8. Okay, if this condition is true then we need to print 8. Okay, now we will copy this and we will paste here. We need, in second condition we need to compare abcd dcba. So here we will write, edit this abcd dcba. Okay, and after that second condition we need to compare 5. So here we will write 5. Okay, and what we need to print when this condition is true, then what we need to print, we need to print 6. So here we will print, write 6. So we are done. Just run this code, and here you can note one thing, it's giving warning. Why it's giving warning? Because we used strcmp but we didn't declare strcmp. I mean it's a built-in library. Okay, so we need to declare a library has include. Okay, first we need to declare has include, and we need to write string.h. Okay, so string.h is a library for strcmp. Okay, now it will not give any warning. Now let's run again. So now it's not giving any warning. After that let's check that our code is correct or not. Okay, so let's take first input abcd abcd. Okay, so we will write abcd abcd. Okay, and we will write second input is 4. Okay, now what it's giving output, it's giving output 4. Okay, 8. Okay, so our test case is passed. Okay, now we will write second, we will check abcd dcba abcd dcba. Again we will run abcd abcd dcba, and let's you can press enter for second input, or you can press space. Let's press space and we will write second input we will write 5, and we will press enter. It's giving 6. Yeah, it means it's our test cases are passed. Okay, so our public test cases are passed. So this is first question. Now let's move to second question. So this is a question 2. So in this question you can note there are 3 inputs and 1 output. Again here 3 inputs and 1 output, but you can note all the 3 inputs are type of integer type and there are multiple inputs. Okay, so how to deal with this type of question? So let's discuss. So here there are 3 inputs, so we need to declare 3 variables, int a, b and c. Okay, after that we need to write 3 scanf function. First we will write %d and a. After we will again write scanf function. Again we will write %d. After that and a. Okay, and again we will write scanf function. We will write %d. After that we will write and c. Sorry, in the above code we need to write b here. Okay, yeah. Now there are three scanf function to take three inputs. Okay, and now we will compare easily. Okay, we can easily compare. If a is equal to first is 10, okay, and b equal to second one is 5, and c equal to 13. Okay, 13. You can note first one is 10, second one is 5, third one is 13. 10, 5, 13, and output should be 568.9. Output should be printf 568.9. Okay, point. Now we will copy this, and important thing, you can't copy and paste in during the exam. Okay, I am copying and pasting here because I want to save my time, but in the exam you can't copy paste, you need to write again. Okay, here what is the second condition? 12, 0 and 23. 12, first one is 12, second one is 0, and third one is 23, I think. Yeah, and output should be 455.2. 455.2. 455.2. 455.2. Okay, now we are done. Now we will run this code. Okay, so we will check condition for this. If input is 10, 5 and 13, then output should be this. So we will run 10, 5 and 13. First I will write 10, again after that 5, after that 13. So what should be the output? I am pressing enter. Output is 568.9. Output is 568.9. Output is correct. Now we will run check for this condition. 12, 0 and 30. 12, 0 and 23. 12, 0 and 23. What should be the output? 455.2. Okay, so answer is correct. Now let's move to next question. So next question, you can note there is only one input but there are multiple outputs, but here you can note this type of this is a type of float. Okay, so you can't directly apply if condition on the float, it will not give the exact required output. Okay, so for float variable we can use character. Okay, let's write, then you will understand better. Okay, so to declare float we will write as an integer. Okay, what I want to say you will understand here. Char, let's write a, and inside the we can write the n length 20. After that we need to write whenever there is a float variable, okay, whenever there is a float variable, consider it as a string. Okay, consider it as a string, then you will easily solve this question. Otherwise if you will consider it float, then it will be difficult. Okay, then that is not our motive. In that video I want to make this video for only those candidates who are not from coding background. Okay, so this is very easy. If we will consider float variable as a string, so we are considering float variable as a string. So here we will write scanf, and this is a string because we are considering, so write percentile s. After that we need to write a. Okay, after that we need to compare if, and we need to write compare strcmp because we are considering it as a string type. After that, if a is equal to, what is the value of a? We are checking 23.4. Okay, 23.4. If a is 23.4, then we need to, and equal to 0, then we need to write something. Okay, and we are writing here strcmp, so we need to include a library. We need to include a library has include string.h. Okay, after that we here you can note we need to write 3 printf because we need to write 3 output, we need to show 3 output. Okay, so we need to write 3 printf. So just let's write printf in first line. What we have to print? We have to print 12. Okay, we need to print 12, so we will write 12. After that again we will write printf. What we have to print in next line we have to print 32. Okay, but you can note one thing. We need to print sorry yeah, I'm saying we need to print 32 in next line, okay, not in the same line, so we will use slash n. Okay, again we will write again one more printf, because we need to write print one more thing. What we need to print? 1. Okay, so we need to print 1, but again we need to print this 1 in the next line, so we will use slash n. If we will not use slash n, then it will be print on the same line. Okay, if I'll not write slash n, then it will print here, okay, after 32. Okay, but we need to print this in next line, so use slash n. Okay, slash n. Now we will copy this code, copy and paste. After that, what is the next condition? Next condition is 3.7. so if a is 3.7, okay, then what we need to print? We need to print 122. After that 76. After that 234. Okay, so we are done. Now we will run this code. Yeah, so now we will check the condition. Let's write 23.4. okay, now let's write 23.4. so what should be the output? Output should be 12, 30 to 1. Okay, it's giving correct output. Okay, now we will check for 3.7. so we will again run and we will write 3.7. I am pressing enter. After that, what should be the output? Output should be 122, 76, 234. Okay, so output is correct. Okay, now let's move to next question. So this is your next and last question of this video. So question number 4. Here you can note there are 3 inputs, but first input is type of float, second input is type of integer, and third input is type of string. So again we need to repeat the same logic. We need to consider this as a string, okay, and this is again also already a string, and this is integer. Okay, so actually there are basically 2 strings and 1 integer. Okay, first string, second string, and second one is integer. Why we are considering this as a string, not a float? Because if we will write a logic for float, okay, so that will be difficult. Okay, but our motive is to make this video as simplest as possible. Okay, our ultimate goal is to pass all the public test case of the TCS NQT exam. Okay, so now let's move. So there are 3 inputs, and first input and third input is of string type. Okay, so now I'll clean this code. We will write char first a. After that we will write 20 here. You can write anything here. Okay, don't worry. And second input is type of int. We will write b, and third input is again type of character, string type. Okay, so we will write c as a char. Now we will write 3 scanf function. Scanf function. First scanf function is for taking input as a, and we will write percentile. We will write here s, because we are considering it as a string. Okay, not a float. We will write what we will write. We will write simple a. Okay, after that again we will write second scanf function. Here we will write percentile. Here we will write d. Okay, because second input is type of int. We will write and symbol and b, because it is a type of in int, and again we will write scanf. We will write c. Okay, now we will use if loop. So what is the condition is saying? If first input is 10.2, second input is 5, third input is car, then we should print I have a car. Okay, so this is the condition. So we will write 3 inside the if loop. We need to write 3 condition. If first is type of string, okay, so we will write strcmp. Inside that we will write a comma what we need to compare? 10.3, sorry, 10.2, 10.2, okay, and equal to 0. This is the rule. After that, again, what is the second condition? Second condition we have to check 5. If b equal to 5, b equal to 5, okay. After that we will write again, and we will again write strcmp. Why we are writing strcmp again? Because first and third condition is of type string, okay. We are considering a string, and third one is string. So first and third is string. This is first, this is second, and this is third, okay. We will write c, and inside that we will write car, because we need to compare it as a car. After that we will write equal to 0, okay. After that we will print something. What we need to print? We need to print, I think, I have a car. I have to print, yeah, we have to print I have a car. I have a car, okay. After that we will copy this code, this line, and we will paste here. After that we have to check 1.34, 1.34, 1.34. After that, in the second condition we need to check 0. We need to check 0. After that we need to check bike, okay. We need to check bike. So inside in this we need to print I have a bike. So we will write here bike, okay. Now we will run this. I think there is not any error. It's giving warning in the line 10,13. Why it's giving? Yeah, I by mistake I wrote percentile d. Here I need to write percentile s, okay. So here we need to write percentile s. Again we will run. Yeah, now it's correct. It's not giving any warning. Now we will check. First we will write 10.2. First input is 10.2. First input is 10.2, okay. I'll press enter. Second input is 5, third input is car. Second input is 5, third input is car, okay. Now I'm pressing enter. What should be the output? Output should be I have a car. It's correct, okay. Now we will check for second loop, second condition. I have to check 1.34. I'll again run. First condition is 1.34. After that second condition is the 0, and third condition is bike, okay. I'm pressing enter. Output is I have a bike, okay. So output is correct, okay. Yeah. So let me tell you one more thing. Many candidates are saying that please make a video on array also. So let me tell you one thing. We can't use array directly on by using this trick, okay. So if we will use array using this trick, then we need to write some extra logic. Then that's not our motive of this video, okay. Because what is the motive of this video? The motive of this video is to make this video simplest possible, okay. Because we are making this video to pass all the public test cases, and we can't use directly array. So we will not check on the array, okay. So we will not check condition for array. So if you want a video on the array, then I'll make a separate video on the array, but not in that part, okay. Because for that array we need to write some full logic code, okay. So yeah, these are the some questions. Yeah, if you have any doubt, please feel free to ask in comment box. And if you think this video is helpful, like this video, and you can join our Telegram channel, and yeah, subscribe this channel for more such videos. Thank you for watching this video.